What up, man? It's your boy, Pastor Lee, Suicide Age 29. I go by many names. Anyway, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal. If you got Zelle, you can use the email in the description box. Let's get to it. Alright, man. So we got this subject about Kwame Brown, and Tommy Sotomayor was correct about this situation. Enemy of my enemy is what a lot of people like to do, right? So, for instance, you and someone fall out, right? And the people that don't like you, they get a whiff of it. Someone tells them about it, or they stumble on it, and they join the conversation. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to someone's channel and going up there and speaking your piece about the situation with the other person and letting them know that you had a run-in with that person. That is not the same thing as playing enemy of my enemy, okay? That's not the same thing. So if you see somebody go live, right, or talk about somewhere about a person that you had a run-in with and you're no longer cool with, or whatever the case may be, and you go tell what happened to you, you tell your truth, and then you leave it alone. That's not the same thing as saying playing enemy of my enemy. See, enemy of my enemy is a thing that when you see somebody going after somebody that you don't like, you join forces with those people. You start to be cool with them. You start showing up a lot. All of that. Okay, so it's this guy named Ears something, right? I forgot his name. It's like Ears something, right? I guess he's cool with Kwame Brown and whatnot. He was cool with Suge also. And him and Suge end up getting into a little back and forth because he wasn't agreeing with Suge at one point. I stumbled on his channel the other day. So tonight was my second time showing up to his channel. It came across my screen again. He's talking about Suge and all of that. So he tells his story about this, about how him and Suge fell out, and it's all because of a disagreement. He's not agreeing with Suge. He's calling Suge out on some BS, and then Suge turned on him and started going crazy on him. Yes, that's Suge MO. You gotta kiss his you know what, or bow down to him, or he's gonna turn on you saying, "Oh, you live in a motel, you broke, you are a homo, that you like men." That is what he does. So he ended up doing it to this guy, this other YouTuber who was just who rocked with him and who was just disagreeing with him. But now he's also going after Kwame Brown and saying, you taking shots at me, man. You taking subliminal shots at me. And this is what he does. But Tommy Sotomayor said this. He said most of the people you join that come after me will pay for that, because in return they're going to turn on you. Now, I'm not saying everybody turned on Kwame Brown, but some people he end up falling out with, and Skinny was one of them, and Suge is another one. Because enemy of my enemy is not really a good thing people should actually cling on to. Now, if you want to do it because you want to get some payback, by all means do it because you want some payback. But if you start to act like y'all cool now, y'all buddy now, that situation usually doesn't stick. It usually doesn't. You got some cases where it lasted a little while, but in most cases, that situation is going to fan out. It's going to fan out. You're going to end up bumping heads, because that's how it usually goes. And with Suge and Skinny versus Kwame Brown, is really no different. Okay, now it's not to say that Kwame Brown is innocent in any of these back and forths or anything. I'm just saying, when you play enemy of my enemy, that is a very dangerous game, because basically you're just lining up with someone because they dislike the same person, place, or thing as you. That's all that is. You didn't get time to get to know them. You ain't take time to fill them out. You ain't take time to see how they really move. You join forces with these people solely on they dislike the same person, place, or thing as you. And we're talking about people right now. That's it. So now Suge, Auntie Big Nose, the deadbeat dad, the one who likes to talk about everybody else, but if you talk about his life, he starts to cry. He's going after Kwame Brown now. Just like clockwork. That's what he does. He's going to find a way to start going after you, then make up stories and say, you started it, you attacking him. Now, Kwame Brown showed up in this other YouTuber's chat, and he was like, yeah, I was over there and Suge giving it to him, you know what I'm saying? I was timing people out, blocking people, and I was doing all that. They pissed. But Kwame Brown, that's cool that you did that for yourself. But see, you don't know who Suge is, do you? Do you, Kwame Brown? Nah, you don't know who he is. You don't know his history. You don't know nothing. He loves stuff like that, Kwame Brown. He feeds off of that. Now you said I'm not going to respond to him on my channel. I'm not. That's cool. But Kwame Brown, if you would have did a little bit of more research before you tagged Suge onto your team, you would have said hell no a long time ago. Now, Skinny is the same one. Skinny has been skinny before you met him. All you had to do is do some research. You would have figured it out. I'm not on none of these people's side. I'm just keeping it 100. Suge is a low-down, dirty, jealous, small-minded, puny brain hater of other men that's better than him in anything. So he's trying to cling on to you, then he turn on you. That's his whole MO. Cling on to you, then turn on you. For anything at all. It could be anything. He'll just make it up in his mind. He'll make it up in his mind. We fell out a couple times because he think you supposed to bow down to him. He think he's somebody. He really think he is somebody. But he only got power on YouTube. Off this thing, he ain't got no type of power. None at all. I got a lot of receipts on that man. Easy work. A dude is a sorry, crybaby, weak male. You know how you got that weak weasel, whatever you got on Wednesday? Yeah, that's definitely that nigga. Okay, he's one of the weakest niggas on planet Earth. He's a joke. And online, that's all he got. Most of these people online is all they got. They cannot duplicate anything they do online. They cannot duplicate it or even a half of that offline. Ain't nobody rocking with a lot of these niggas offline like that. That's why they gotta come online and do all that. A lot of them would be in big trouble if they was doing the stuff they doing offline. See, they do it to certain people like us, but they not doing it to people that can touch them in the same city. They not really doing that. Because then they can really get touched, you know? It's a difference. But yeah, Tommy told Kwame Brown that he was going to pay for lining up with his enemies. But somebody in the chat was like, yeah, man, being a real man. Somebody in that YouTuber's chat talking about, a real man wouldn't do this and a real man wouldn't do that. Man, stop all that capping. I don't want to hear nothing about no real man. When people are going at it, hey, being a real man ain't got nothing to do with that. It's, I want to attack this person, I'm going to try to execute, and that's it. So when people play enemy of my enemy, it ain't no morals in that. Niggas ain't thinking about no morals when they playing enemy of my enemy. They trying to get a objective done, and that's it. They got an objective they trying to get done, and that's it. But all I'm saying is enemy of my enemy is not a good look. Unless you smart enough to use it for what you need to use it for, then get your ass out. But if you stay, you're going to get caught up. And 9 times out of 10, people who stay around playing enemy of my enemy end up getting caught up, getting shot, caught up in the crossfire, end up getting caught up in the whole aura of going back and forth. And next thing you know, boom, you caught up in the web. You know? So that's what's going on right here. But yeah, you know, that's what Auntie Big Nose Suge is. He's just a jealous, nasty, deadbeat, dirty liar, and he likes to look at your life and try to downgrade it. All you gotta do is look at his life. It's horrible. That dude is living in pain. So online is all he has. In real life, if you ever anybody that You just need to look. Start looking at him. Look at that. That dude is in pain. He know his life cannot get any worse or any better. It can get worse, but it can't get better. That dude life that's it. What he is, what Auntie Big Nose Suge is, that is all it. It ain't nothing else to that. He can't go up. He's trash. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And some of y'all, it take y'all a little longer to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. Once you take the biasness out of all these people you try to rock with, you'll start seeing the signs early. And sometimes you see the signs, but you use your biasness to override the signs. And then you end up getting bit because you overrid, you know what I'm saying? You turned away, you turned a blind eye to the signs. Alright, you know what I'm saying? And Kwame Brown, the dude I'm talking about, ears something. You up there talking about Suge, but you got to keep it fair. If you gonna call out Suge and you gonna call out Skinny, then you got to make sure you call out Kwame Brown too for the wrongdoings he was doing. You up there acting like Kwame Brown ain't do no wrongdoings, and yes, he has. He knows he has, and people like me, we the people, know he has. So y'all got to stop calling out one side and not call out the other. Call out everybody. You need to start calling out everyone. You can't act like you a neutral party and you keeping it funky, but you praising Kwame Brown, but you not telling them the spots where he was wrong at. But you telling everybody else the spots where they wrong at. That's the problem with y'all. You can be cool with Kwame all you want, but when you do the call outs, you're going to have to call out everything down the middle. Once you show that you ain't going to call everything down the middle, then your assessment is in question. And that's the only thing I got a problem with that Ears dude from tonight, is he's bigging up Kwame Brown, thinking everybody hating on Kwame Brown and they use him and they do this. Some of that stuff might be true to certain people, but you just can't call them out and don't call Kwame Brown out, because he's been wilding too. That's all I got to say on that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'm officially, you know what I'm saying, going to drop consecutively. Don't worry about it. I got y'all. We in the building. So with that being said, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Make sure if you like what's going on with the channel, the donate links will be in the description box, and I'll see y'all next video. Love yourself more than any relationship.